Welcome to today's Explainer. Let's be real for a second. If you run a local service business, whether that's house cleaning, pool maintenance, landscaping, whatever it might be, you know the daily hustle all too well. Well, today we're unpacking a framework that literally promises to transform that chaotic, unpredictable grind into a smooth, stable machine. How? By turning those one-time customers into reliable, recurring revenue.
Our source material drops this incredible insight right out of the gate. If every week you have to start from zero looking for customers, you do not have stability yet. You have survival. Man, that hits hard, doesn't it? So many hardworking business owners are trapped in this painful reality. You crush it during a busy week, but then Monday morning rolls around, the schedule is totally empty, and boom, the anxiety kicks in. You aren't really building a business at that point, you're just hunting for your next paycheck. Today, we're going to break you out of that survival mode.
So here's our roadmap for today's Explainer. We're going to dive into the survival trap, talk about a crucial mindset shift, walk through a proven 6-step blueprint, look at a real-world before and after, and finally, unpack the actual systems you need for stable growth. Let's just jump right in.
Starting off with Part 1, the survival trap, and more importantly, escaping that constant hustle.
Look, landing new customers feels amazing. Absolutely. But if you're just churning through them, it leads to total burnout. The source points out a few major mistakes keeping folks trapped. You spend all your energy chasing new leads, but after the job is done, crickets. There's zero follow-up. You aren't offering recurring maintenance plans. You're not tracking when that customer might actually need you again. And you're completely ignoring your future calendar. It basically guarantees you'll be overloaded one week and staring at the walls the next.
That brings us to Section 2. The recurring mindset shift. This is all about moving from one-off gigs to long-term relationships.
There is a profound night and day difference between these two mentalities. On the one hand, you have the exhausting job hunter mentality that just says, I need to get another job. It's a one-and-done transaction. But the CEO mindset, that mindset asks, how do I build a long-term relationship? You see, a satisfied customer is the launch pad, not the finish line.
Let's define exactly what this looks like in the real world. Recurring revenue is money your business expects predictably because your customers are receiving an ongoing, scheduled service. This isn't just theoretical business jargon. If you do pool service, we're talking about weekly maintenance. If you're in pest control, it's that quarterly spray. Handyman, it's a seasonal residential maintenance plan. It's money you know for a fact is coming in before the month even starts.
Making this shift, it fundamentally changes your life as an owner. That Sunday night anxiety about finding new clients completely vanishes because you know exactly where you'll be next Tuesday. You get way better route planning, which saves you gas and time, you get predictable invoicing, and you build this incredible trust with your clients. Ultimately, this guaranteed cash flow drastically increases the actual valuation of your business. It literally gives you the financial confidence to say, okay, I can afford to hire another employee now.
All right, moving into Section 3, the 6 steps to recurring revenue. This is your proven blueprint.
This is the exact journey you should be taking with every single new client. You always start by delivering an excellent first service. Remember, you're basically auditioning for a long-term job right then and there. Then, instead of just packing up your tools, you educate the client on why maintenance prevents massive, super expensive problems down the road. Before you even pull out of the driveway, you offer the next visit. You track exactly when they'll need you again, you set up your own reminders to follow up, and you maintain really professional communication with simple reports and confirmations. Every single one of these steps naturally builds absolute trust.
Let's look at Section 4. We'll use a pool service example to show the clear before and after.
Let's make this super concrete. In the before scenario, which is honestly kind of tragic, an owner cleans a pool, gets paid, leaves, and just crosses their fingers, hoping the customer calls again. 2 months later, a competitor who actually bothered to reach out got the job. But in the after scenario, the owner finishes the service, takes 2 minutes to explain the value of weekly chemical balancing, schedules the next visit right there, and tracks the data. Suddenly, that single cleaning just became stable, organized, recurring revenue. The difference is staggering.
Now I know what you might be thinking. Look, I'm a service provider, not a pushy salesperson. Well, let's look at the exact word-for-word scripts the source provides. You can use these to sell recurring services without any pressure whatsoever. Try saying something like this. To keep this in good condition, the best option is to check it every month. Notice how gentle that is? You are framing the pitch entirely around preventative maintenance.
You're positioning yourself as the expert advisor who's just trying to protect their investment. It completely removes that awkward feeling of a hard sell.
Or you could try this one. We can schedule the next visit so you do not have to worry about it. This is incredibly powerful. You aren't actually selling a task here. You are selling peace of mind. Homeowners are super busy, and by taking a chore off their mental to-do list, you become a hero, not a salesperson.
Here's another really great approach. Most of our customers prefer a regular plan because it helps avoid bigger problems. This brilliantly uses social proof. It makes a regular plan feel like the obvious, standard, and ultimately safe choice for them to make.
And finally, try this. We can remind you before the next visit and keep everything organized. By offering this, you're proving that your business is a proactive, highly organized partner. You're building immense trust, making them feel completely secure in handing over their recurring business to you.
All right, on to our final section, systems for stable growth. This is where we learn how to put the whole thing on autopilot.
Because let's face it, once you start converting these customers using the scripts we just covered, sticky notes and a good memory just aren't going to cut it anymore. To actually sustain growth without dropping the ball, you absolutely must organize your customer data. You need a rock-solid way to manage future calendars seamlessly, plan dense, efficient routes so you aren't driving all over town wasting gas, and automate consistent invoicing so you actually get paid without spending your entire weekend doing paperwork. To build out this ultimate solution, the source material highlights platforms like ServiTrack Pro. It serves as a really practical vehicle to naturally implement all these systems. It lets you organize your customers, recurring visits, calendars, routes, and invoices all from one central hub. It's all about securing that predictable revenue without the massive administrative headaches. As we wrap up this explainer, you really have to answer this honestly for yourself. Are you building a business, or are you just finding your next job? If you are constantly starting from zero every single Monday, it's definitely the latter. But the good news, you now have the exact blueprint to completely change that trajectory. I want to leave you with this final, really powerful thought from the source. A satisfied customer should not be a completed sale. It should be the beginning of a recurring relationship. The goal moving forward is crystal clear. Turn those good one-time customers into reliable, recurring revenue. Organize your visits, step off the hamster wheel, and grow with true stability. So what step will you take today to secure your very next recurring customer?